Okay, this episode is about gold prospecting in southern Arizona. A little breezy. I'm hoping the audio is going to come out okay. Now I'm down about 25 miles north of Yuma. It's a long-term visitor area where I'm camping, and I went out exploring. I started seeing a lot of old diggings. And so I started taking some soil samples and started to find gold. So this whole area, Imperial Dam area down to Laguna Dam, was a big gold producing area. And I actually have the Geological Survey Map put out in 1927. And this shows the whole state of Arizona. And anywhere you see yellow areas, that's where they found gold in the past. Like I say, this is this is a reproduction of a 1927 Geologic Survey Map. Okay, so these are good to get you in the right areas, okay? Now here, that would be Yuma. I don't know if you can be able to see this, I'm kind of in the shade here. Okay, Yuma's right down that corner of Arizona. Okay, and then these other yellow areas just north of there, that's where I'm at. This is Imperial Dam. And over here is Dome. There's another area where they found gold in the late 18, early 1900s. Okay, I'm hoping this is focusing. I really can't see very good. It's kind of bright today. Any places that are circled, you see a circle, that means over 10,000 ounces have been recorded in that area there by Dome. But up at Imperial Dam, it's not circles, that means less than 10,000 ounces were found in this area, Imperial Dam, Laguna Dam area. Anyway, I'm just doing tests. Yesterday I tested this wash right over here. It's a very small wash. It's only going down maybe 3 or 4 feet. A lot of the obvious washes people have hit really hard, but sometimes just a little dig out like this, 3-4 feet, and that's where I found some gold. So anyway, I got my vacuum today. Basically, I have the Keen dry washer, which is a 161 HVS. And this dry washer is pretty cool because it's a dustless dry washer. It doesn't produce tons of dust like most dry washers. All the material you throw in up here, and then down here, this is all enclosed down here, so it doesn't produce dust. Electrostatically, it drops out the very bottom down here instead of dusting up all the air and everything that you're breathing. That's why a lot of people don't like dry washing, but this Keen is a dustless one. It doesn't produce much dust. Okay, now that's being run off a Makita leaf blower that's on top of a 5-gallon bucket with the hose going to it. Or you could just use this leaf blower as a vacuum, and that's what I'm doing right now. So let me just go down there and show you the spot I'm working, and I'm just continuing the hole where I found gold yesterday. So far just small gold, flour, but who knows, you know, you just got to keep plugging away. And you can kind of see it's not much of a dig out in here, only a few feet. So that's where I did a test hole and found some gold right in there. So I'm just expanding the hole a little bit more and going down a little deeper. And you can see I'm running this hose from the leaf blower. It's pretty easy. What I'm doing, I used to get a lot of clogs, so I just put some 1/2-inch chicken wire on the end, taped it on. You know, however you want to do it, but I would do that because otherwise there's so much suction power, this hose will get clogged up constantly, and then it's dumping the material in there. So this, I haven't had one clog yet since I put this on there. 1/2 inch is good. You're still going to get nice, good sized nuggets. And You know, I'm down, I don't know, about 10 inches right now, but I only did the top, I don't know, 5 inches, and I started finding some small gold. So I'm hoping, I did 2 more buckets today, and I'm going down deeper. Sometimes, believe it or not, you'll only find the gold on the top. These dry washes, even small ones, were all dug out in the late 1800s, and all you can find sometimes is what in the last 100 years has eroded back down into them, and it's right near the surface. So it's not necessary, you don't necessarily have to go super deep. Sometimes, like I say, it could be in that top 3 inches or so. So I'm experimenting, and I have different numbered buckets there. One is for the surface, number 1 bucket, number 2 buckets, the deeper sections. And very easy, you don't need much. You want to wear good knee pads, protect your knees, gloves, headphones, because it's pretty loud running this leaf blower. Good pair of goggles, and you should have a face mask also. It's just it's all you really need. A couple buckets, and you want to bring a 1 gallon container. That little gas can on there, it's about, I think that's a ½ gallon. I can do about 3 5-gallon buckets with that tank. So you want to bring extra gasoline. And these are, it really runs nice because it's not like the type of blowers where you're mixing the oil and gas and you have to do it at a certain ratio. This has its own oil, and separate gas can. So these type of motors tend not to foul as much. They tend to run a lot better. It's very simple. You put your choke in on start position when you're on a cold start. You got your on-off kill switch here, and you got your throttle there. But all you do is just put that on start and just pull it, and it usually starts right up. And then you're going to run your choke back after a ½ minute or so, run it all the way back where it's completely open again. And then you're going to just run your accelerator all the way up. That switch underneath, there's a little thing you push back, and that holds your throttle in place. So now it's just envision it's running at maximum power right now. Yeah, because this is all the way, your trigger's all the way in right now. But like I say, underneath there's a little gizmo. You push that way, and then it'll open up and just be on a low idle again. Okay, pretty easy system. You're going to want a nice hand pick. My other one broke, so I'm using just a real cheap Harbor Freight, which the first time I used it, the tip broke here. They're using a real cheap type of iron, probably, you know, made in the Orient, you know, but it was like $5 or $6, you know, versus $25, like my other one. And so it's very basic, simple stuff. And then what most people do, if they hit into a good area, then all you're doing is you're bringing your buckets that you vacuumed out over to your dry washer, and then you just start feeding your dry washer, and that way you can process a lot of material. But right now I'm still doing just panning. I'm trying to find a concentrated area here. Usually if I start getting like 5 to 10 flakes per gold pan, then, you know, then I really work it hard. But just finding 1 or 2 little flakes in a gold pan doesn't really get me excited. So anyway, thought you'd like to see what I'm doing this winter. It's the end of November, and like I say, I'm in an LTVA for the winter. Long-term visitor area. It's $180, and you can stay for up to 7 months in one campsite. So, pretty cool. And it's beautiful. It's in the low 70s, perfect desert weather, but you don't want to be here after April. And it gets over 100, 120 in the shade out in these in southern Arizona. That's also when all the rattlers come out. I've seen by April, that's when you start seeing the rattlesnakes also. Okay, that's about it. This is Eagle Eric signing off.